I'm Kate Finn. I am a STEM director for Mount Pleasant Schools in Maury County. And so I work with a high school, middle school, and elementary school within the Mount Pleasant community, as well as supporting other schools in the Maury County School District. One of the big things, our goal this year was to get STEM certified from the Tennessee STEM Innovation Network through the state of Tennessee. And Learning Blade, I've used it when I was working for another school district in Tennessee, and the literacy component is huge for us, especially in the middle school where that's our heaviest use, as well as that career connection. That is a huge component of being a STEM certified school, is really pushing that exploration of STEM careers in middle school. And then, you know, for us, we did receive our certification. All three schools did, so we got that. We are the first pre-K through 12 continuous cluster in the state to have their certification. And so we're looking at career exploration starting in elementary school, really starting to focus in middle school, and then really narrowing it down in high school so that our students are career as well as college ready. So that's one of the big reasons, as well as being tied to state standards. Everything we do has to be tied to standards. So the fact that Learning Blade is tied to standards in all the content areas, you get that interdisciplinary, the literacy piece of it, there's even math skills within the program, but then the career connections in STEM for students. We actually, after a demo to our administration and some of our teachers, it was decided that we were going to use Learning Blade starting in our Tier 1 interventions. So everyone has that RTI, either RTI, 2B or RTI or just intervention. So for our Tier 1, this was really kind of the program that was selected to be pushed through that. So teachers took not just the Learning Blade, missions themselves, but also the extended printable parts, and they would incorporate that. And really, then we pushed it out to any teacher that was looking for what can we do to send kids with homework, or and then also when COVID-19 kind of hit and we saw, really our teachers had one day to put together work packets. And so having that accessibility for students who could access them online at home and use Learning Blade for learning, as well as those printables, is kind of where we saw some of the use, but most of it was in our Tier 1 intervention in all grade levels. One thing that I looked at this point, especially the timing of everything this year, is if these kids could just read, they're good. If they can read and learn about STEM careers, even better. If they could read, learn about STEM careers, and have it tied to all their standards, so that it's still reinforcing, it was kind of the whole package. But I know as a parent at home, I implemented that with my middle schooler day one. That was a saving grace. My perspective is the fact that it's the fastest growing career field out there. Learning Blade and learning about STEM careers also helps you understand why are you learning what you're learning. And it also starts to really get them to think about, what do I want to be when I grow up? Kids just don't know what's out there. They're more, what's being pushed in front of them is more that TikTok and social media, but they never think that this is something I could turn into a career. And I think it also helps those students that are struggling in school find somewhere for them to fit, and kind of that help them with that motivation to keep going. One of the things why I've been such a supporter of this program, and actually when I came down to my job now as STEM director, I immediately contacted Josh, you, and said, I need you to come help me with this. That was one of the first things I knew I was bringing down with me to this district, because they didn't have it yet. And I think the fact that it's research-based, there's data that supports the impact of this program. So that, again, it's not one of these fad things that you see pop up and yeah, it looks really cool, but when it comes down to it, it's not sustainable. Where this has been sustainable, it has given a lot of access to things that maybe we wouldn't have had, just because of, again, it comes down to funding. If schools are not going to be funded and you have this opportunity being provided by another organization, it's almost crazy that you wouldn't take advantage of it. You know, and having all this support, it's something that I strongly recommend for all school districts if they have access to it. And if they don't, and they looking at purchasing, this needs to be definitely in one of the top considerations. Absolutely, 100%. No reservation. Effectively, you guys have become a community partner for us.